Don't turn on me. Get on your feet! Where's the taser?
I can't move, man.
Get on your feet.
Oh, man.
Get on your feet.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. You have not had any supplemental DUI training.
I don't know what the situation is with that.
I'm not asking you to speculate. I'm asking you a question.
And I am sorry I broke your heart. I am so sorry that I brought the death of your son.
Cops are supposed to protect the laws of common citizens. But some of these cops often forget their duties and abuse their power. However, if they try to be all-powerful in courts, they often get a sweet dose of karma. Today, we dive into 3 cases where dirty cops got instant karma in courts. For our first clip, let's move to Denver, Colorado, where a handcuffed suspect, Anthony Waller, is appearing before a judge to face domestic violence charges. Waller is representing himself and is surrounded by police officers. One of them is Deputy Brady Lovingier, the son of Bill Lovingier, who headed the sheriff's department from 2006 to 2010. Deputy Lovingier has anger management issues, which are about to show themselves.
Investigation of false imprisonment, assault, third-degree assault, class 2 felony, and a misdemeanor charge, as well Thank you.
Oh, yes, no more. I'd like to object first. If I'm on investigation, I thought the investigation came first, then the rescue. Hold on, man.
As Waller looks back, Deputy Brad Lovingier grabs him by the waist and slams him headfirst into a wall. Waller falls to his knees after the impact and is then dragged out of the courtroom and into a holding cell. Deputy Lovingier is also heard asking, "Where is the taser?" After a few seconds, the judge remarked, "Ooh la la."
Oh, get up, get up, get up. Get on your feet. Don't turn on me. Waller, this is the SWAT team. Get on your feet.
I'm trying to talk.
Get on your feet. Where's the taser?
I can't move, man.
Get on your feet.
Oh, man.
Get on your feet.
My head's open, man. Man, I'm shit, man. Oh, man.
Don't turn on me. Don't give a shit who you are. You're not punking me. You're not turning on me.
You're to the judge, man.
Keep going.
The reason for Deputy Lovingier's sudden and excessive use of force was because, according to Deputy Lovingier, Waller turned his head towards him. What happened was, when Lovingier suddenly took hold of Waller from behind by the belly chain, Waller instinctively turned his head back, who then yanked Waller violently by the chain, spun him around, and slammed him into a large glass window. Seeing this excessive use of force, the judge immediately served an excessive force grievance against Lovingier. After an internal investigation, Lovingier was suspended for 30 days. Let's head to a DUI case where lawyer Larry Foreman is up against Officer Shannon Oliver of the Eddyville Police Department. On August 21st, 2020, Officer Oliver arrested 66-year-old Mr. Raymond Hernandez for a DUI. However, during the court investigation, it was told that Officer Oliver forgot to note the proper details in the arrest report and had no DUI detection training for years. Let's see how lawyer Larry Foreman dealt with this cop.
I want to talk a little bit about your training. Something that hasn't really been brought up on direct examination. How many years have you been a police officer?
I started in October of 2007.
October of 2007, so about almost 16 and a half years now?
Close.
And in 2007, I assume that's when you went through the academy?
It was late 2007, early 2008 when I started. Somewhere in that time. I don't remember exactly my training period before I went, but somewhere in there. Yeah.
Fair enough. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And during that time, you learned how to conduct all sorts of investigations that you would use as tools when you become a police officer, correct?
Correct.
One of those tools is the detection and enforcement for individuals who might be operating a motor vehicle under the influence, right?
Yes.
And as you probably know, the agency that puts out the book is called the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration.
Yes.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Okay. Shorthand, they call it NHTSA, NHTSA. So NHTSA also puts out several follow-up trainings. Have you completed any of those since 2007 with regards to DUI detection and enforcement? Any refresher courses?
We do the training with the intoxilizer every 2 years where we certify on that. The only required training that we have is just what we complete there at the training academy.
Okay, let's back up just for a minute. So the training you just mentioned, the training that you redo every 2 years, that only has to do with the intoxilizer machine, correct?
Yes.
That's just how to operate it, make sure that you're certified, you're up to date on all the stuff.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It has nothing to do with going on the street and conducting field sobriety tests.
No.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So basically, what I'm hearing you say, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you have not had any supplemental DUI training since 2007, 2008.
No.
Okay. Now, during your training in 2007, 2008, one of the things that you were taught as a future police officer is how to write citations.
Yes.
Right? Citations are important because they document what happened with this particular case.
Yes.
Right? And so you were taught that they must be accurate,
Yes.
complete,
Yes.
and truthful.
Yes.
Right? Those are the 3 core principles.
Yes.
Because in the future, people would rely on the citation, on the information that you included in the citation, correct?
Correct.
Like here we are today. Mr. Wilson is relying on it, right?
Yes.
I'm relying on it. The jurors are relying on it. Right? So, and in this case, by the way, you did not have any type of body camera or in-car camera of any sort.
No.
And you did not complete any supplemental reports in this case.
No.
Officer Oliver accepts that he did not have any supplementary DUI training for 13 years, and he also did not write any supplemental report in this case, despite the fact that there were additional information about the incident that should have been recorded. Interestingly, in the incident report filed by the dispatch, there were 2 police officers at the arrest of Mr. Hernandez. But Officer Oliver doesn't seem to recall seeing any other cop at the crime scene.
So you may clarify, who is Mr. Seth Poole with the Lyon County Sheriff's Office that was dispatched en route and on site at the exact same time that you were at that location?
He works with he's a deputy with the Sheriff's Department. I don't know. I don't know why it was catted that he was on scene there, because when we were conducting this investigation, he wasn't there. So I don't know what the situation is with that. I can't say what the dispatchers put in their paperwork or whatnot. So I don't know if he showed up after the fact and assisted with the vehicle, possibly. I don't know.
If I may approach, Your Honor. Like I said, I apologize. I would have, I just didn't expect to use this. I would have had another copy, but please correct me if I'm wrong, the dispatch time for Mr. Seth Poole with the Lyon County Sheriff's Office says 21st of August 20 at military time 21:26:17. Does that look right?
That he was dispatched en route at 21:26 the same time, and then on scene at 21:26. I mean,
About a second apart.
yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. I don't know why it.
And then on the next page, under your name, Shannon Oliver, Eddyville PD, dispatched en route, on scene, 1 minute, less than 60 seconds apart from Deputy Seth Poole.
Yeah, see, I don't know why this would be like that, because I was never dispatched to a call or en route, so it shouldn't have been documented that way. So I can't explain why the dispatchers documented it this way. I don't know, because it was just a routine traffic stop, so I would have never been dispatched. So I can't explain these times, and unless Deputy P. Poole would have been right there with me, it's impossible for him to be dispatched en route and on scene in the same minute, and he wasn't with me, so I can't explain why the dispatchers documented it that way.
When you are about to make a stop of a foreign vehicle, do you radio it in?
When I'm conducting a traffic stop, we'll advise dispatch that we're making a traffic stop, and we'll give them tag information and our location.
Did you do it in this case?
Yes.
So your only point of contention is you don't know why they wrote in Deputy Poole around the exact same time that you were on scene with Mr. Fernandez?
I don't know, because he was not there when I got out with him, so I don't know why they dispatched that. I don't know if they dispatched him at the time that I got a traffic stop and documented it that way. I really can't answer that for him. I don't know.
The presence of a second officer, Pepul, has been mentioned multiple times in the arrest report, but the officer seems completely oblivious to it.
Just to re-verify to make sure I got my numbers right, sometimes I have trouble with military time, but 21:26:17 is 9:26, correct?
9:26 p.m., 17 seconds, yeah.
And on your citation, that's for Deputy Poole, right? Is it Pepul? Is that what you call him?
People, yeah.
Pepul.
Yeah.
I thought it was a typo, so I apologize, Seth. Pepul. And the time on your citation is documented as 9:26 as the violation time.
That would have been, I would use that time for what time they had me, well, in this case, on scene or dispatched, which would technically be my stop time.
And it is your testimony here today that Deputy Pepul was never present on scene?
If he was present there with the vehicle?
While you were there, excuse me, allow me to modify.
He may have been, but throughout my traffic stop, no.
You did not see him?
If he showed up at the end, possibly. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But, no, I mean, he was not with me when I conducted the stop.
For the duration of the night, let's say from 9:26 until the arrest was made, you have no recollection, you don't remember whether or not Deputy Pepul was with you or not?
When I conducted the traffic stop, he was not with me. If he showed up at a later point to deal with the vehicle, because sometimes we do that, if somebody needs to stand by with a vehicle or something, then we do that. And if that was the case, it may have happened. I don't recall.
You don't recall. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I'm not asking you to speculate. I'm asking you a question of whether you saw, heard, smelled Deputy Pepul. Was he there or not there? What I'm hearing you say is you don't remember if he was or not. Is that correct?
Right, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
he may have showed up at the end. I don't remember.
You just don't remember?
Yeah.
Okay. But not at 9:26:17 as
Not
the
when I
CAD detail
initially
says.
conducted the traffic stop, because I was on patrol and saw the vehicle and stopped it there. So I mean, he wasn't with me.
I may have one more moment, Your Honor. Okay, so just for clarification, because I'm a little confused, and as I'm sure the jury is too. You testified that for the duration of the stop, you were the only officer on scene. So you conducted the entire investigation with Mr. Fernandez, stop to arrest, by yourself, correct?
Yes.
There was nobody else?
No.
Okay.
The case was declared a mistrial, and a new jury was appointed for Mr. Hernandez's trial. All of this could have been avoided if Officer Oliver was more dutiful and had prepared the reports properly.
This time the motion from Mr. Foreman and Mr. Bates of the court hearing the testimony. I do declare this trial in this case. So thank you, members of the jury, for coming here today and being a part of this. Unfortunately, a resolution cannot be reached in this case. This case will need to be retried in front of a new jury. Thank you for your time.
For our final case, we take you to former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, where police officer Kimberly Potter is awaiting a sentence after being convicted for the murder of Dante Wright. Potter, who apparently mistook her handgun for her taser when she fatally shot the 20-year-old black man last year during a traffic stop, was convicted on first and second-degree manslaughter in a trial in December. In court footage, she is seen devastated and offers a sincere apology to everyone affected by her poor judgment.
To the family of Dante Wright, I am so sorry that I brought the death of your son, father, brother, uncle, grandson, nephew, and the rest of your family to your home. Katie, I understand a mother's love, and I am sorry I broke your heart. My heart is broken for all of you. Earlier, when you said that I didn't look at you during the trial, I don't believe I had a right to. I didn't even have a right to be in the same room with you. I am so sorry that I hurt you so badly. My heart is broken and devastated for all of you. I pray for Dante and all of you many, many times a day. He is not more than one thought away from my heart, and I have no right for that, for him to be in my heart. I do pray that one day you can find forgiveness, only because hatred is so destructive to all of us. And that I pray peace will always be with you and your family. Again, I am so sorry. And to the community of Brooklyn Center, I do owe you an apology too. I loved working for you. And I am sorry what has happened to our community since the death of Dante. The men and women who work for you still are good, honorable people and will work hard for you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Potter.
Okay, this is one of the saddest cases I've had on my 20 years on the bench.
Judge Chu sentenced Kim Potter to 2 years in prison. Judge Chu listed factors that she said called for a lighter sentence. That Potter intended to draw her taser instead of her handgun, that the scene was chaotic, tense, and rapidly evolving, requiring quick decision-making by Potter, and that Potter's decisions were not driven by any personal animosity toward Wright.
Given all these considerations, and having carefully considered the comments of the family and of both Dante Wright and the comments of Kimberly Potter, as well as the arguments of counsel, it is the sentence and judgment of this court that you shall be committed to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 24 months. You shall serve 2/3 of that time, or 16 months in prison, and 1/3 on supervised release, assuming no disciplinary offenses or conditional release violations. You have credit for 58 days already served. Restitution will be reserved. There'll be a fine of $1,000 and a surcharge of $78 to be taken out of prison wages or due within 180 days. You must provide a DNA sample. You may not use or possess any firearms, ammunition, or explosives. You have the right to appeal the conviction and sentence.
However, not everyone thought that this trial was just. Aubrey Wright, Dante Wright's father, said that he had been cheated. They were so tied up into their feelings that they forgot about my son being killed, he said, according to a local news channel. This lady got a slap on the wrist, and we sit around every night crying, waiting for our son to come home. Kim Potter got her fair share of karma for her deadly mistake, but is the sentence enough to account for the loss of an innocent life? Dante Wright's family thinks no. Either way, Kim Potter will be spending the remaining time behind bars, never to return to the law force.